Today I'll show you how to set up consent mode in Google Analytics 4. By the end of this tutorial, you'll understand where the consent settings live in your account, how to access them, and what you can see once you're there. This is especially useful if you're working with cookie banners or privacy tools and want to make sure Google Analytics is respecting your users' choices. Let's start at the very beginning. Open your browser and go to analytics.google.com. If you're not already signed in, log in with the Google account that has access to your analytics property. Once you're in, you should land on the main Google Analytics 4 interface, where you can see your reports and data overview. Make sure you've selected the correct account and property in the top left of the screen, especially if you manage multiple sites or apps. Next, we're going to move into the area where all the property level settings live. Look toward the bottom left corner of the screen for a small gear icon. This is the admin section. Click the gear icon to open it. The admin area is where you manage things like data streams, user access, and all the configuration options for your GA4 property, so it's the right place to adjust anything related to data collection and privacy. Once the admin panel is open, you'll see columns and sections with various configuration options. In the section related to data collection and modification, look for an item called Consent Settings. This is the dedicated place in GA4 where you control how consent mode interacts with your property. Go ahead and click on Consent Settings. If you don't see it immediately, double check that you're in a GA4 property and not an older Universal Analytics property, as the layout and options are different. When you click into consent settings, Google Analytics will ask you to select a data stream. A data stream is the specific source of data flowing into your property, such as your website or your mobile app. If you have multiple data streams, you'll see them listed here, usually with labels like web, iOS, or Android, along with their URLs or app names. Choose the data stream that matches the site or app where you're implementing consent mode. This is important because consent configuration is tied to each individual stream, not to the property as a whole. After you've selected your data stream, you'll be taken to the consent configuration view. Here, one of the key things you'll notice is the consent signal status. This status tells you whether Google Analytics is receiving consent signals from your site or app. For example, if you've set up a consent management platform or a cookie banner that integrates with Google's consent mode, this is where you can confirm that those signals are actually reaching GA4. Take a moment to review what the consent signal status is showing. If it indicates that no signals are being received, that's a sign you may need to revisit your implementation on the website side, such as your tag manager or your consent banner configuration. If it shows that consent signals are being detected, you'll know that GA4 is aware of your users' choices and can adjust data collection behavior accordingly. And that's the essential process. You've gone to analytics.google.com, opened the admin area with the gear icon, navigated to consent settings under data collection and modification, selected the appropriate data stream, and reviewed the consent signal status. With this, you're in the right place to verify and manage how consent mode is working for your Google Analytics 4 setup.